MCAs. Mtabeba wa Kenya ujinga mpaka siku gani? Thank you for being there with me. I'm back. Now let me tell you more. I told you I was to give you a shocker. On June 4th, 2025, the Bomet High Court, under the jurisdiction of Justice Ngarngar, issued a judgment over a matter that was regarding the legitimacy of Honorable Kero, claiming that he was the bona fide Speaker of the County Assembly of NYAMIRA, and the legitimacy of Honorable Thaddeus Nyabaro, who then was also sitting on the seat of the Speaker, NYAMIRA County Assembly, and the contention was still ensuing over who is the legitimate Speaker. So the Bomet Court pronounced itself over the matter. A month or so later, I don't know how it happened that Okero and the counsel for the county assembly, Honorable Mokwandubi, met and discussed and agreed that the case that was at the Employment and Labor Relations Court was to be brought to an end by the two parties agreeing or settling on payment of all the dues that belong to Mr. Okero, so as the issue ends well. After the determination, the judge agreed to enter the consent judgment and the case was closed. The matter was closed. After the matter was closed, there came another issue. Mokwandubi moved to court again, asking the court to set aside the consent judgment that was entered. The court declined to grant the prayers. These are the prayers that Mr. Mokwandubi wanted the court to uphold and so set aside the consent judgment. Let me read for you. Prayer number 1 had already been spent by the time he was filing this. Prayer number 2 had already been spent. So the prayers that were remaining in that order, as I read them to you, the prayers that were remaining in that notice of motion were, I read for you, number 1, that the consent dated 4th July 2025 and adopted as an order of the court on that 1st July 2025 be set aside in its entirety. Prayer number 4 was that this matter be set down for the hearing and determination of the petition dated 25th October 2025 on its merits. Prayer number 5 was that the costs of this application be in the course. The last prayer was, and in the matter of another and further relief. Yes, those were the prayers of Mr. Mokwandubi. Now, the ruling is what happened on Wednesday. And the court declined to grant the prayers and it dismissed the notice of motion that was requesting for the withdrawal of the consent judgment. Now, my friends, my question still begs. To that point, it remains that the County Assembly of NYAMIRA had already committed to pay Mr. Okero all his salary for the remainder of the term he was to serve until 2027. I think around July 2027, because that is the time when his term is supposed to end. Now, I ask, from whose coffers are these monies going to be paid from? No, I don't know. Now, back to the impeachment motion that is pending at the Senate. The MCAs are accusing Honorable Governor Amos Nyaribo of not of overseeing loss of around close to 7 million shillings, a mistake that was born from the assembly, failure to appoint a county member of executive, Clive Owora, who had been nominated as the CEC, his name forwarded to the assembly, but the assembly failed to approve the name. The mistake comes back to the governor. Mtabeba wa Kenya ujinga mpaka siku gani? Yes, Nyaribo could be a devil, but this one, you cannot be fair devils. I say this, and that is the truth. That is Truth Meter.